Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today I'm taking a look at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Cities of Sigmar box set. This is an army box, which was kindly sent as a complimentary review copy by Games Workshop, and contains following new miniatures. You get 20 steel helms, a Alchemite Warforger, which is basically like a Lore of Metal wizard from the world that was, a very cool new looking Marshal with his Relic Envoy. He's more of a token piece that like jumps to units to give messages and stuff, and the new Cavaliers. All of whom, these are both battle line just standard, and these can be battle line as well if he's your general. So basically I think the design behind this box was get you everything you need to start this army, and kind of move some stuff out of the range. So this is a replacement for a whole bunch of units in the Cities of Sigmar range that were from the old Empire army in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. Now those units may stay around because there's going to be some old world news coming, so they might be available through Forge World in the future. I don't know if they're gone, but in this list in particular, they're going to be obviously replaced by some sort of equivalency units. Now, if you want to hear more about that and all the other units that are in or out of the book, and the difference between this book and the Cities of Sigmar book from 2019, you can go check out the review, which will be up here in the cards, which also came out today. This review is going to focus on the components in the box. Now, first things first, I don't know the value of this box because I never know what the pricing for it's going to be when I review it. I don't get sent that information, I just get sent the box itself. So all I'm going to be commenting on is the miniatures themselves, the structure of what comes in here, and the additional components you don't get outside of like a normal model kit. And there are a few because you're going to get 52 War Scroll cards. You get a complete selection of War Scroll cards, so you get cards for every single thing that's in the book. You get a token sheet, which is actually really important for this army in particular, enhancement cards, and transfers, which I thought was really cool because all these little hand-drawn things would be a nightmare to do otherwise. But you get transfers for every city in the book, and you can actually put them on the miniatures to represent what city you're from. So let's crack it open, have a look at what comes in here. So you're going to get the Army Box edition of this, different cover obviously than the cover that'll be released separately eventually, and then lots of different frames. So this review is going to be separate. We have right here our Alchemite Warforger. Now he's probably going to come in one of those smaller box sets in the future because obviously this is going to be, actually what can I do to make this easier? I'm going to go like this. You guys can see a little bit better. The Alchemite Warforger, he's just an individual, looks like pack box. He may come in a small pack later on. There's a chance, obviously this is the Vanguard box as well maybe, so it might be that the components in here minus all the special stuff will be available later. This is our Marshal. Now he's in a slightly larger frame with his little page. And then it's a double frame, so it's a three. This is basically, it's funny because this is a plate. So if you ever want to see how these things break down when they cast them, this is one casting plate. So this is the injection mold, basically like one steel mold is going to be this big. So when you look at things like these and you look for like size, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these fit into a mold. Right, so if you ever are wondering why this is done this way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of these fit in a mold. So when things are being cast, they can block off sections of the mold and just make these. So like let's say that like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these on a plate would be this one character. They can spit out 4 at a time when they're casting, block these vents and not do it. Just a little tidbit on how things get made, but yeah. The Knights have some really cool details. I really like the fact there's multiple, so like the face plates, if you look at them right here, are separate from the helm themselves. And the helms themselves have like a back and a front. Where's the heads? There you go, right there. So like you can have bare heads, or you can just have like an open-faced helm, and then you can put the faceplates over top. It's a really cool detail and means that like you can mix and match the faceplates so your knights don't all match. I really like, or just leave them off completely and just have these kind of like half helms. They're very cool. The horses look great. I'll be honest, their scale of them is really good. They're not too fiddly detail-wise. They leave you lots of big open areas to put those whatchamacallits, the decals on as well if you want. So I'm happy with them so far. I like the fact that they are they're just horses. There's not like a fantasy thing to them. I didn't mind the Demigryph Knights. I'm just excited that there's knights again. I think they're going to be great. I want to figure out what I want to do with these. And then you get 2 frames of these, which is the steel helms. Right? Again, lots of nice big space on the shields, and they're not that like Sigmar-y. You could use them for other things if you want. The torsos and legs are separate, so the front plate goes onto the torso, and then the legs are a separate piece themselves, so lots of options to mix and match. And then like tons of weapons, axes, swords, maces. They're not giving you like a specific type of weapon to have. And the weapon designs are all really cool. Head-wise as well, like a million head options, some helmed, some just bare, male and female all across here. And they're wearing enough armor that like male or female won't matter really for what torso you're using. There aren't like, I think, female-specific ones or male-specific ones. It's just torsos. And they're all different sizes. Some are big, some are tall. Like you could have all different size people. I love that as a great like detail. You know, like humans are different sizes, have different size humans, not all identical. It's gonna make them look more unique on the table. So I'm in love with this frame. I can't wait. Like the little like icon bearer is really cool, and then there's the standard as well, because you have your little war priest. So you get war priest bits. This frame is just like, it's fantastic. I love the design of these. I think it's fantastic. It's got a real like Brian Froud Labyrinth humans sort of a look to it, like as if the goblins from Labyrinth got given like were humans instead of being goblins. So overall, man, the additional models that aren't in this box, I'm even more excited about, like the huntsman and stuff like that. But what a great start! It's all Battleline if you want it to be, and it comes with a human hero. It's your instruction guide for all the build options. And then these. Now these are important and highly appreciated. So not only do you get all of the orders, so the generic orders, the 4 human orders, and then the 4 elf and dwarven orders, there's 2 of each. You also get what those orders are. And these tokens are important because you place them face down next to the unit that receives the order. So this is going to be a prized thing. Like you can make your own if you want, but having the reference sheets for the orders right next to you during the game based on what you have in your army, and then having all of these little counters that you then flip over to see what they are. I love that. And then there's an extra one, which is a weird little fish thing. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. It just makes me happy that there's like, they had like 1 extra spots that are like, let's do the playing card for Mordheim and make something weird. I don't think that's anything, but it makes me happy that it's there. And then finally, couple things. So we have this. This is the enhancement card deck. I didn't actually open this yet, but I can. It's weird because whenever I do this on camera, you guys realize how many different everyday carry pocket knives I own. That's like Columbia River Tools M16. And these are your enhancements. So you get your spells, all your orders and stuff on here as well. And then these are your reference cards. And they do the double wides again for all the monsters where there's like a ton of rules, and the single wides for everything else. But every unit that's in the list has a card. So I'll put it double wide so you guys can see it. Sorceress on Black Dragon. So there's all the rules in one go, and you can just deal with the cards that you want. The app the app makes these not super relevant, but these are super relevant. And for people, the app might go away someday. It's nice to have these. They do tend to go out of date sometimes when things get ratified, but it's nice to have, especially initially. And then bases, obviously, and the pièce de résistance. Look at these. 3 of these decal sheets, and they have all of the different cities. So you can see, actually 4 of them. The one was hiding under the other. So you get a grand total. I think each one does 10 guys. Yeah, each one does 10 guys, and there's 11 different cities, and then also the cavalry heraldry for whatever the different cities are as well. Very cool. And just like, I love these little details. I'm excited that I can actually do these cities. And you could use these if you wanted to have like a complement of allies as well, like if you had like additional like reinforcements from the, what do we call it, the Stormcast. You can give them the city marking somewhere on them as well too, because you have extras of these left over. I'm very happy about that. There aren't a lot of like, there's the original like little pack of like Stormcast decals, but there's not a lot of decals for AOS, and having more, especially ones that tie to like a city like this and like have like a background to them, I think is extremely cool. And that's it. That's what comes in the box. So you're getting basically like, how many points? I can tell you how many points. I mean, I can tell you how many points for now. Because it's the Marshal. So you get 2 units of, where are they? 2 units of Steel Helms, so 200 points for that. A unit of the Cavalry, who are, where are you? The Cavalry. So you get the Marshal and Relic Envoys 90, so 290. You get the little Alchemite Warforger, which is 90, so 380. I think the cavalry, the regular Free Guild cavalry are in here somewhere. Free Guild cavalry, Cavaliers, 180. There you go, for 5. So, and they're battle line if your general's a Free Guild model. So yeah, so 380 plus, what did I just say, 180? So 480, 560. It's like 560 points and 3 battle line units. Basically, your battle line's taken care of if you're starting a Cities of Sigmar army, and everything else you need to play. So again, I don't know what the price tag of this is, but value-wise, I think that they've thought of what you would want to start the army with. So if you have a Cities of Sigmar army, if you want to replace your models, this is probably a good deal for you. If you're starting it from scratch, especially out of this book, and you're interested in the new miniatures, I would say that depending upon the price tag, it's whatever money's worth to you is what money's worth to you, but the value of the components is high because they have thought of kind of everything that you would need to play out of this book, having now read this Battletome and knowing what's in it. So yeah, I like that. I like the selection of models. I think the models are great. I'm excited to paint them. I'm thinking maybe Path to Glory. I can't decide what I should do with the box yet, but I want to spend time painting because I really like the miniatures. I really want to add in like I want to match my Hexbane's Hunters. And I really want to get those Huntsmen too. So I'm thinking like something skirmishy like Path to Glory maybe to start off with, or just, I don't know, I'll write some rules because that's what I do. So that's it. There it is, the Cities of Sigmar Army Box from Games Workshop. Thanks to them for sending along to check out, and you guys for watching. Thanks, I'm Ash. Have a good night. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model costs, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.